Well, can you believe we are at the final day, the final wrap-up of Dressage by the Sea 2020. It has been an amazing competition, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome back to the desk tonight, now a dressage expert, Lyndsey Douglas.
That might be a bit of a stretch, but certainly a dressage convert.
What an amazing 9 days we've had. Mary Hannah, PBs galore, and now a new Australian record holder. The party kicked on well into the early hours this morning, and rightly so.
And I even saw as Mary was leaving last night, the bar just erupted in applause again at every movement she makes. Look, another highlight for me was Dorothy Schneider. Just extraordinary, and all the young ladies last night that were running around saying, "Oh, I got a selfie with Dorothy, and I got to be the strapper for her, and I got to, fly spray a horse." It's just, there's a real buzz around having her here.
At 6:30 this morning, she was on a horse. She watched the sunrise over the ocean, and now they're hopping on a plane. A 4-day trip only to be here at Willinga Park, and we were so honoured to have her.
We certainly were, and I just think what they've achieved here at Willinga Park, what you and your team have achieved has been extraordinary. 9 days of serious competition, fantastic atmosphere. And to think next year, we've got it all again, 2021, plus you'll have that fantastic new show jumping arena.
Not only will we have it for this show next year, we'll have it for September this year. It's going to be amazing. Of course, the conference as well, Lyndsey, just so much to take in here. It's been... The mind is almost frazzled from all of the engagement we've had over the last few days.
Well, you think, it's so common for these conferences to be held in Melbourne and Sydney and Canberra. To have it in a venue like this has been a big statement, and I think it's been well regarded.
If you would like to run a corporate conference here, see our team, we'd love to help you out. But back now to where it's all about. Of course, competition, because it was freestyle day today. The music was playing from 8 o'clock this morning, and the first of those classes was the CDIY and the junior and the young rider.
Yes.
These are magnificent classes, and the first of those, the junior, Jess Durtell, Gladstone MH, with a 71.445.
Boy, hasn't she had the most extraordinary campaign here at Willinga Park Dressage by the Sea. The winner of the junior freestyle, as you mentioned, the overall champion of the junior events and her point scores as well. She's said it's just such a fantastic, friendly competition, and she's really enjoyed all of the support around here, and she did say a big thank you to Terry Snow too.
Well, of course, she shows the value of being here at this event for the 2 weeks. Great to see the juniors. The young riders, they got 2 weeks of it, and Sophie Ardup with Delray Sorrento, a 71.165 to win the young rider.
Yeah, this woman's name just came up again and again and again, and not surprisingly, she was the Equestrian New South Wales Dressage Junior Athlete of the Year, December last year, and she certainly made an imprint on this year's Willinga Park Dressage by the Sea.
A great combination. She only got here for the 2nd week, but it was super to see her competing, and really just gave those that little fire up for the young riders. It can be hard, sort of 2 back-to-back CDIs. It's testing on the horses, it's testing on the riders to keep that concentration, and Sophie did a super job. But a lady who never wavered in her concentration. She never lost a moment of that competitive spirit. Mary Warren, Mindara Park, Ramadan, won the under-25 CDI Grand Prix with a 72.465.
She's just so polished, and she's come out here again and again. She's been on the podium multiple times with each of her 3 homebred horses, and yeah, she's certainly one to watch.
This combination, of course, back after 18 months injury. Great to see them back in the arena, and he hasn't missed a beat. In fact, he hasn't lost a competition there. So he was by far the overall outright. She won the Art of Equestrian prize as well, a beautiful pillow, and we do thank Art of Equestrian for their sponsorship of us here, along with all of our other sensational sponsors that have allowed Willinga Park to run the richest dressage event in the Southern Hemisphere, the only back-to-back 4-star CDI competition.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of buzz about this event, and I just can't wait to see what you do with it next year. The crowds were fantastic, the competition was really fierce, and people have just said it's just been a really warm, friendly environment in a beautiful location. It's pretty unbeatable. And actually I had a great chat with our New Zealand competitors last night, and I said, is there anything like this in New Zealand? And they said, this venue, this event is peerless.
Well, if you've got FOMO, we thought we'd just rub it in a little bit more. Our guys went out over the last week with the cameras. Let's catch up on some of the highlights of Dressage by the Sea 2020. what an event we've had. At this point in time, I'd just love to thank just a few people. I know you shouldn't name people, Lyndsey, but to Laura Lawrence, my right-hand lady in the office, phenomenal. To Terry and Jeanette, obviously, for letting us do this, and Chad Percival, our boss, you guys, and all of our staff. I mean, we bring people in. We've got camp drafters opening gates. We've got dressage riders running around. We've got all of our team. Our maintenance crew suddenly become experts. So to the guys at Willinga Park, couldn't do it without you, and thanks so much. Well, of course, though, back to some more competition, because it was a big day today.
It's a big day.
And the intermediate freestyle, it was a tough class. We knew this was going to be a good one. There was some great horses, and we watched Shannon McKimmie and Quebec pick up that 70.450 today. One of the few tests I got to watch, Linz, and it was a lovely test. You know, I think it just flowed, the music choreographed really well, and the scores rewarded her.
Well, I mean, such a strong score, but then of course, you know, people talk about Fallen because he's really worth watching. They call him Alan back in the stables, but the chestnut gelding is just so impressive when he comes out into the arena. They imported him back in 2018 from Germany, and he's just so powerful, and he's got beautiful uphill movement and sort of terrific collection as well. And, you know, Shannon was great out there, and then all of a sudden you have Gina Montgomery come out on Fallen, and the score certainly reflected how impressive they were.
You know, it's amazing. Gina Montgomery, we've dominated in this show horse arena. She's been champion lady rider at Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane Royals. She's had champion hacks, Galloways, all the way through. From the central coast of New South Wales, now putting a huge focus into the dressage team. And a rider who decided her team were a little underprepared because of all the bushfires up there on the central coast, so decided just to do the one show, and it's worked. But we knew when Gina steps out, she only steps out with one thing in mind, and that is to try and be the winner. 76.525, that name there to Carol and Sandy Oatley. What a superstar you've brought into the country. We can't wait to see how it unfolds into the future. We'll be watching very closely. Well, of course, one of the classes that we absolutely love here. We've become attached to this man. He was last year dominating, so when you've got a winner on your team, you go and grab them to join your team, Jaden Brown, and he's picked up the ride, and Brett Parbury's done a super job with Sky Diamond. He's recently been gelded, and this combination, they've only been together 4 weeks. And again, this horse was gelded down at Goulburn Valley, and he got stuck getting back here. We couldn't get him back here for nearly 10 days because of the fires. So he actually had a heap of time to be off. So to have him fit enough for the two classes, and 6 times in the arena now, and they're only getting stronger.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a big class that Jaden performed so well in today. And yeah, certainly Sky Diamond is one to watch with the Willinga stables.
It is, and it's lovely. You know, Jaden says, you know, this horse has certainly got the gears to be a Grand Prix horse. Of course, you never know until you go into the arena there how they're going to hold up. But, you know, it's about getting that horse into the arena and giving him every opportunity.
Yeah, he's a really popular horse. You can hear the applause when they finish their test. And I understand you call him Beans in the paddock here.
Yeah, that's his nickname. The girls love him. He's a bit of a gentle giant in the stables. He's just so lovely and sweet. Still got those few stallion tendencies, and we see that pop up every now and again in his test. And you know, the 72.490. I think there's certainly, well, Jaden would agree, the ones certainly need a bit more time to develop and strengthen. Brett was working on that really well. And, you know, now with the Jaden in the saddle, Brett's foundations, I think it's a winning combination. We really are excited to see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, we have to say, now that you mentioned Brett, we've been so fortunate to have his commentary up in the live stream, and also Rosanna Relton. Been really great to have their voices and their insights throughout the competition.
Brett wishes he could be here, but it's actually Mel's birthday. Happy birthday, Mel. So he jumped in the truck to try and get home to go out for dinner with her. But Parbs, thanks so much for all of your time. Well, Lyndsey, a man who we see a lot of, but not many other people see. I thought I'd go in front of the lens, from behind the lens, with Stephen Mowbray. Well, it's rare to find this man on this side of the lens. Stephen Mowbray, not your comfort zone this side.
So not my comfort zone, no.
Mate, great to have you here. You're our official photographer for all of our Willinga Park events. Tell me firstly though, how did you become a professional photographer?
Well, it's a very long story, Tim, but I had a delicatessen for 16 years. I got to a point where I was working 7 days a week and it was all a bit much, and I just wanted a career change, probably as much as anything. I had taken photographs all of my life and have always loved the artistic side and always loved the writing that you now see me do. But it was just time for a change. So my wife's auntie passed away, left us some money, and my wife said, "Get that lens." And I went, "Really?" And so it's like a $12,000 great big beautiful lens that you've seen me use this week. It all just started from there.
They say a picture tells 1,000 words. It truly can, can't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I, as you know, I don't ride, but I find this incredible beauty in the horse, in the animal, and I get to see it do everything across all of the disciplines, and can't believe it can do what it does.
As you stare down the barrel and you're looking for that perfect shot, how do you know when to press the trigger?
I guess I've just learned. I have, like for all of the disciplines, I remember I'd never shot polo, I'd never shot cutting, I'd never done reining, didn't even know what reining was. And I've talked to competitors, I've looked at other people's work, and just I see shapes and I see what I like.
Is there one particular discipline? It's probably like trying to choose your favourite child, really, isn't it? Is there one discipline that challenges you firstly, but secondly that you love to capture?
I don't have a favourite child. I think to watch a Grand Prix dressage horse is just so incredible. The fact that you can teach a horse to do all of those movements just blows me away. I love the thrill and excitement of rodeo. I absolutely adore watching a cutting horse really get down and dance with a cow. The speed of polo, they're all quite different and all quite amazing.
You've been covering our events here at Willinga Park since before I was here. You've been with the team growing from the start. There's certainly been year in, year out change and growth in all of our events.
Huge change down here. I'm incredibly fortunate to be part of the team, and Terry and Jeanette have been very welcoming and very good to me. I have my own little spot to stay, as you know, and it's a perfect little work environment for me. We add eventing this year, which will be fantastic. But the venues, the Grand Prix arena out here, there's little places where I like to shoot. There's little angles that I particularly like. Same with the camp draft arena, the show jumping arena. I can't wait till that's in place. It's just beautiful. It's hard to get a bad photo because it's so gorgeous.
Stephen Mowbray, thank you for taking some time out of your day. Get back behind the lens, keep getting those magical moments, and thanks for being part of Team Willinga Park.
Thanks, Tim. It's a thrill to be here. I just love it. Cheers.
It's the people behind the scenes, Lyndsey, that make a show a show. The capturing of a moment in time in a photo is one thing, but Stephen does so much more.
He does. He actually connects with the people as he's getting the photo of their special moment, and he finds out the story behind the scenes. He's got great stories of, Australian rodeo representatives. He's got great stories from here about horses that were in the paddock for the previous 3 years or had been retired, and they come on to do great things. And they say a picture tells 1,000 words, but Stephen actually goes and finds another 1,000 words to bring real depth to it, and he's an extraordinary person to have in your team here.
We absolutely love him. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks to all of our crew. But Lyndsey Douglas, we are getting towards the end. There's almost that showdowner that's about to hit us. You feel like you've been run over by a steamroller. It's been a huge 9 days.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You made history here last night. Mary Hannah made history, and everyone felt it. Everyone that watched it on the live stream felt it. So special, and to think in an Olympic year, this is a big venue, an important event, an important year, and it's kind of the foundation for the future of Australian dressage.
Do you know, talking of the Olympics, I've had an idea just now, Linz. I haven't asked Terry about this yet, but don't worry about him, we'll work it out. You know what I'm going to do? We've got a 9 metre by 3 metre screen. So while the dressage is on at Tokyo, we're going to have a dressage clinic here. While the eventing is on, we'll have an eventing clinic here. And while the show jumping is on, we'll have a show jumping clinic here.
I like that idea.
Come to Willinga, train with some of our best, are striving to be an Olympian yourself, and then each night sit in that beautiful auditorium with state-of-the-art sound, amazing technology, and we'll run the Olympics on the big screen. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we'll make it happen. I only just had the idea. Thanks, Tez, for backing me. I'm sure we can make it happen.
Oh, he can make a lot of things happen. He's a very impressive person and certainly a great team here. Well, I look forward to attending your Olympic celebration then here at Willinga Park.
Of course, we have our event coming up in March. It's a fundraiser for the Borley and Keola fire sheds, 22nd of March. The big one, Gold Buckle Camp Draft.
Yes.
I got an email on Friday, 1:30 p.m, Saturday the 16th of May. We'll be going live for 2 hours on free-to-air TV as we decide who's going to win $100,000 plus a $10,500 gold buckle.
Oh, big buzz around the Gold Cup. Seriously, there are people travelling from all over Australia, not just for the competition itself, but for this fantastic venue.
But right now, here at Willinga Park, Lyndsey Douglas, your first time here, thank you for finally agreeing to coming down and working with me. As always, it's a pleasure and an honour to sit beside you.
Oh, Tim, you and your team should be incredibly proud of what you've achieved here.
It's been a huge week. To everyone watching at home, thanks for joining us. We'll be back 14th of May, bright and early, with the next of our live coverage from here at Willinga Park. But right now, from all of our team, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again very soon.